thunder of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful...
A loop, a whirl, and a vertical climb, and once again you'll know it's time for the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends.
Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, with his pal Bullwinkle the Moose, and a host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Wave to the people!
Yay!
Now what are you doing?
Signing autographs. Let's see. John Smith.
But your name is Bullwinkle.
I know, but that's hard to spell.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Come on and join us.
Sure, there's always room for one more.
Well, it looked for a while as if our friends had gained some advantage in the Battle of the Moon Mice. Bullwinkle's singing...
Singing!
had attracted thousands of the fearsome metal-munching monsters.
Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow.
But he had immediate competition in the form of the leader of the Moon Mice, the Big Cheese, who seized a balalaika and sang some songs of his own.
Rockabilly like oh, oh, oh.
Keep it up, darling. They're coming this way.
Here in the morning, here in the noon, here in the night time, moon, moon, moon. Oh, oh.
Darling.
Yes, Nitesh.
When you sing like that, why do you go ooh, ooh, ah, ah?
Why else? I get sick.
Well, here they come. You ready to sign autographs?
You said it, Nitesh. Okay, you lucky rats. Step right up and... Oh, boy. You don't want my autograph.
Darling, I think they want you.
Sure enough, the disguised Boris was hustled off by the furious Moon Mice, and a moment later found himself in a nearby duck pond up to his neck in trouble.
And water.
The angry Moon Mice might have finished our story right there if a strange sound hadn't come through the air.
My sweetheart's the moose in the moon. I'm going to marry her soon.
Keep it up, Bullwinkle. They're coming back.
Good. 'Twould give me such bliss just to give her one kiss. But I know that 100 I never would miss.
It's working. They're all back.
I'll go up in a great big balloon.
Is that a promise?
And marry that moose in the moon. Why are they applauding now?
You said moon.
So?
Up there, that's like saying Brooklyn.
Oh, and behind some dark cloud where no one is allowed.
Allowed what?
It don't say. I'll make love to the moose in the moon.
Sing some more, Bullwinkle.
I don't know any more tunes, Rock.
Hooray!
Well, you better think of some fast.
How come?
I think the natives are getting restless.
Sure enough, deprived of their singing star, the mice were beginning to turn ugly.
And that's not much of a tune.
Quick, sing something, Bullwinkle.
3 blind mice, 3 blind mice.
Not that, Bullwinkle.
Hmm?
Don't you remember the middle part?
About cutting off their tails, you mean?
Oh, now you've done it. Pick another song before we're munched.
But, Rocky, I gotta rest my tonsils sometime.
But that's such a fierce-looking mob.
And they're closing in.
Boy, we could sure use a smart manager along about now.
Aha! Allow me to introduce myself, you.
Who are you?
My cat.
Colonel Tomsk Parkoff, showbiz manager.
Teenage Idol's a specialty.
Audience is controlled.
Well, what have we got to lose?
Just my voice is all.
Now look here, all you music-loving rats. You all want to hear your teenage idol sing, don't you? All right, well, we're gonna hold a great big old concert in what's the name of place?
Colossus Stadium, Colonel Darling.
In Colossus Stadium, Colonel Darling. And all you mice is going in free. How about
Boris, you're out of your mind.
They go in the easy way. They come out the hard way.
So that's Boris's explosive plan. You'll see how it works out next time in The Spies of Life, or When a Fella Needs a Fiend.
Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Goldilocks who, for no other reason besides wanting to get rich, decided to go into business for herself. Taking all the money that she had earned as a chimney sweep, she purchased a large lodge high up in the mountains and set about the task of turning it into a winter resort. She worked very hard getting things ready for the happy, money-bearing crowds that were soon to come, and then, at last, she was done. It was opening day, and she flung open the doors.
Welcome to Goldie's, winter vacationers!
But alas, not one single winter vacationer showed up, for unfortunately, Goldilocks had overlooked one little detail. She had opened her winter resort in the summer.
Oh, drat.
But being a quite intelligent young lady, she immediately realized her mistake.
110 in the shade. My winter resort is much too hot.
And quickly came to a sensible solution.
I will take a walk in the woods until winter comes and cools things off.
And off she went. Now, it so happened that in another part of the forest, not too far away, there lived 3 bears. There was Papa Bear.
I'm Mama Bear.
Oh. And Baby Bear.
I'm Papa Bear.
Oh. Then you must be Baby Bear.
No, my name is Clyde. I'm just passing through.
There I am, Baby Bear.
Are you sure?
No.
Oh, well, never mind. You'll do. And all summer long, the 3 bears romped.
Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la.
And played in the forest.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
And were very, very happy.
Doody-doody-doo.
Then, one day, as everybody knew it would, winter came, and it was time for the 3 bears to hibernate.
I'm getting sleepy.
I'm getting sleepy, too.
Not me. Let's romp and play some more. Doody-doody. Do I have to go to sleep?
Yes. Now, come on.
And off they went in search of a place to sleep for the winter. After a while, they came to a big cave, and they went inside, but could not sleep, for it was much too cold.
It's freezing in here.
Yeah, it is sure free. How do I know when I'm cold, Papa?
You turn blue. Let's get out of here.
On they searched until finally they came to Goldilocks' lodge. They scurried up onto the front porch, and Baby Bear carefully tried the front door.
Look, Papa, it's open.
Well, don't just stand there. Go in. Go in.
And once inside, they found that it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, but it was just right. Here was the place where they would spend the winter.
I think I'll sleep here on the sofa.
I'll sleep here in front of the fireplace.
And I will play the piano. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. If you keep hitting me like that, someday you're going to break my spirit.
Never mind. Get to sleep before I rock you to sleep.
With a real rock?
Yes.
Night, Papa.
Meanwhile, little Goldilocks had stopped walking the woods, for winter had come, and winter vacationers could be seen coming up the highway in droves. Goldilocks dashed back to her winter resort, ready for business, but when she arrived at the lodge...
Somebody's been fooling with my door. Somebody's been fooling with my piano.
Somebody's making too much noise. I can't sleep.
A bear!
Good heavens, where?
Oh, what's going on?
Another bear!
What time is it?
Good grief, there's 3 of them.
Oh, realizing that having bears in her lodge would surely frighten her customers away, she hurriedly tried to get rid of them.
Get out! What do you think you're doing here?
We're hibernating. What are you doing here?
I own the place.
That's no excuse, young lady. Now, go away. I'm sleepy.
And I'm sleepy.
Not me.
Shut up.
Well,
I'm
I
not sleepy, Papa. I don't want to stay here.
Oh, what a mess. Here I am, Goldilocks and the 3 bears.
Hey, Goldilocks and the 3 bears. See, that'll make a good title for a story.
Shut up. up!
Well, we're
I
gonna
don't
stay
want you to
right
whip me
here.
anymore,
Yes, we
Papa,
are.
really.
The vacationers, they're here. All right, you asked for it. Now I'm going to take care of you once and for all.
Don't shoot! I'm a mama bear!
Don't shoot, I'm a papa bear.
Don't shoot. I'm not sleepy.
Shut up!
And so, Goldilocks opened her winter resort right on schedule, and it was a huge success right from the start. And what happened to the three bears? Well, Goldilocks solved the problem nicely. For not having the heart to shoot them, she arranged it so they could stay for the winter without bothering a soul. And there they slept, happily, ever after.
Not me. I'm not sleepy.
Shut up!
That's a pretty strange-looking painting, Bullwinkle.
I just paint what I see.
Well, what do you see?
This is what I see.
And here, with his bird's-eye view and a brain to match, is Mr. Know-It-All.
Our subject for today is how to be a beatnik. Some people think the beatnik is merely a bum with sunglasses, but he is more than that. Though not much. The first step in becoming a beatnik is to grow a beard. This can be a long process, particularly if you're a girl. Clothing-wise, we should remember this important rule. The well-dressed beatnik is seldom neatnik. Beatniks hang out in unemployment lines, health food stores, but most of all in coffee houses. Beatnik joints have lots of atmosphere, but it's usually too dark to see it.
Coffee, tea, or goat's milk?
Coffee, I guess.
Coffee we got. What kind?
Let's see. Espresso, 75 cents. Cappuccino, 85. Sanko, 50. Refill, 25. Think I'll have some of that there refill.
Why don't you try Cafe Minuto?
Cafe Minuto? What's that?
Instant coffee. Special for you, I make with dirty water. How is?
Terrible!
Good. Should taste bad to last drop.
The beatnik is often fond of reading poetry to jazz. Thusly, Mary had a swinging lamb. He followed her to school. She hocked his wool for a bongo drum, and man, that lamb was cool.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
And now for an encore.
Peabody here. The reason for the parker's admittance is that Sherman and I are about to embark on a polar expedition.
The Wayback Machine's all warmed up, Mr. Peabody.
So are we, Sherman. Set the indicator for the year 1909. For today, we visit that famous explorer, Commander Peary. Hitting on all 4s, 6s, and 8s, the Wayback shuttled us back through the years till we were standing on a frozen ice pack. We scanned the surrounding wasteland for a sign of the famous Arctic explorer and finally saw him emerge from behind an icy hill.
Look at him, Mr. Peabody. He's wearing track shorts and carrying a pole.
I beg your pardon, Commander, but aren't you freezing?
Yes, but I can't let a little thing like that stop me.
But how can you discover the North Pole dressed that way?
Who said anything about discovering it? I want to vault it.
A pole vaulter?
The best in my school. Say hello to the coach for me.
We've got to stop him, Mr. Peabody.
On the contrary, Sherman, he can't vault the pole until he discovers it. Commander Peary made his way across the ice, and we followed. Along about noon, a blinding snowstorm came up, obliterating everything. However, Peary's footprints went on, and so did we. When the storm abated, I had a strong suspicion we had lost the commander. Fortunately, about an hour later, we picked up Peary's trail.
Look at that, a whole bunch of footprints.
There has been a struggle here, Sherman. I'm afraid the commander has been captured by Eskimos. My fears were substantiated when Sherman and I came across a village of igloos. One of them, with barred windows, contained the great explorer. Psst, psst, Commander Peary!
Is that you, Coach?
No, it's Peabody and Sherman. Can you get hold of something to cut your way through the ice blocks?
The guard has a saw on him. I'll ask him.
No, wait! Too late. Peary was on his way.
Pardon me, guard. Can I borrow your saw? See, two friends of mine are trying to help me escape, you see, and...
And that is how Sherman and I also fell into the hands of the Eskimos.
Eskimo must kill 'em explorers.
But why, Chief? Why do you hate us so?
Last year, one of your kind sell 'em refrigerator to Eskimo. Eskimo no like 'em to be made fool of. You died tonight.
That evening, just after sundown, we waited in the igloo jail.
We've got to get out of this. I'm in the Olympics next year, you know.
Did the chief really mean what he said, Mr. Peabody?
I'm afraid so, Sherman, but never fear. I shall think of something. And of course I did. I remembered it was Friday, and Friday night in Eskimo land was movie night. The Eskimos sat through an entire reel of Nanook of the North, and then we went into action. Intermission time! Intermission! Get your hot buttered popcorn here.
You got 'em popcorn?
Why, yes, we cater all through the North, you know. Form a line there, please. The picture will go on in a few minutes. Now, sir, what would you like?
Popcorn.
Oh, I'm sorry. We seem to have run out of popcorn.
No got 'em popcorn left?
Afraid not. It's back with our supplies. However, if you'll let us go, we'll bring back a fresh supply.
Can you make 'em back here before cartoon goes on?
We'll certainly try. Moments later, the three of us were dashing for freedom.
You fooled him, Mr. Peabody.
Yes, I had, but I hadn't reckoned with Commander Peary's erratic behavior.
What happened to him? He was running right beside us, and then all of a sudden...
It was against my better judgment, but if I knew Peary, he'd be back at the Eskimo village. And sure enough, in aisle 4, row 3, the commander was seated, completely enraptured by the second reel of Nanook of the North.
Psst! Mr. Peary!
Oh, hello there. Did you bring back the popcorn with you?
Commander, you don't seem to realize your position.
Oh, yes, I do. It's aisle 4, row 3.
Well, Sherman, if the mountain won't come to Peary, then Peary shall go to the mountain. Or in this case, the North Pole. Well, you can imagine the Eskimo's surprise when suddenly the screen upon which the movie was showing started moving away.
Am I pulling too fast?
No, you're doing just fine, Sherman. As we pulled the screen over the ice, the Eskimos and Commander Peary moved with us. We had a captive audience.
I sure hope the picture doesn't end.
Don't worry, my boy. I looked at the schedule. They're also showing 4 March of Times and a Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoon. By the time dawn broke over the Arctic, the movie had ended, the Eskimos had gone home, and Peary, pole in hand, was ready to resume his quest for the North Pole. Your quest is ended, Commander, because you're standing on the North Pole.
I am? Say, this is wonderful.
To show his appreciation, Peary presented us with a tame seal.
He sure is cute, Mr. Peabody.
Yes, but I don't know how we'll get him on the back of an envelope.
Where?
Well, you see, Sherman, this is the Christmas season. And on the back of my Christmas cards, I always put a Christmas seal.
Bullwinkle's new manager, Colonel Tomsk Parkoff, who is really Boris in disguise, is fixing things for Bullwinkle's first concert for Moon Mice at Colossus Stadium.
And the first thing we fix is you.
What's the matter?
You got to have glamour, son.
Glamour?
Like this.
And the Colonel dressed Bullwinkle in a sequin jacket with neon lapels, gave him a pair of snakeskin shoes with cerise laces, bleached his hair blonde, and combed it into a pompadour.
And just before you go on, we spray your antlers with gold paint.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't want to look conspicuous.
A few minutes later, our boys arrived at the enormous saucer shape of Colossus Stadium. It was already jam-packed with moon mice.
And now, Mr. Golden Throat, a present from your fans.
What is it, Colonel Tomsk?
Electric ukulele.
Thanks a mill, Colonel Tomsk.
Let me plug it in for you. It's the least I can do.
Boris, darling, you flipped.
Don't you believe it?
And opening a door in one of the columns that supported the huge stadium, Boris revealed a frightful sight.
Darling, he's full of TNT.
And so is this one.
And so is this one.
Whole stadium is regular living bomb.
How is it wired to go off, darling?
How else? Look.
You mean?
Yes. Moose's electric ukulele. The first chord he hits will be his last.
But won't we blow up all metal-munching mice, too?
Of course, Natasha, but there's plenty more where they came from.
But at that moment on the moon, high above, Boris's superior, Mr. Big, received some startling news.
We've run out of materials, Mr. Big. There's not another moon mouse to be made.
Oh, it really doesn't matter. There's 100,000 of them down there already, and they should have finished their terrible task by now. I think I'll go down and check up.
And a few moments later, a strange-looking craft with Mr. Big inside was plunging toward the Earth. Unaware of the superior's approach, Boris and Natasha watched with their fingers in their ears while a little distance away, Bullwinkle prepared to make his debut. But just before he entered the stadium...
Did you tune your ukulele, Bullwinkle?
Shucks, no. I'll do it right now. My dog has...
Well, that's that, Natasha.
Not quite, darling. Look.
Sure enough, the TNT and the supports of the stadium acted like a series of giant rockets, and the enormous bull was flung upward into space. In just a few moments, it neared the spaceship occupied by Mr. Big. There was a sharp collision, and the saucer continued unharmed, clear to the moon. Mr. Big's ship wasn't so lucky.
Bullwinkle, you did it!
They're back on the moon.
Oh, happy day!
Oh, joy bells.
Oh, phooey.
And look who's here, darling.
You know, bad enough, a funny thing happened to me on my way to the Earth this evening.
Mr. Big.
We regret that this scene is so horrifying that it may not be shown to a family audience.
Well, Bullwinkle, the moon mouse caper is over.
The country is saved.
So how come you're so sad?
Well, I never did get to sing my song.
Well, go ahead. We'll listen, won't we, fellas?
You bet, Rocky.
Kidney, are you some kind of kook?
Look, earplugs.
Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Harold Square.
Who's he?
He's a friend of mine in New York. Tell all the gang at...
And so the curtain falls on the saga of the monstrous mechanical metal-munching moon mice. Be with us next time for further adventures of Rocky, the Flying Squirrel.
Well, it looks as if our time is just about run out.
Mine must be a little slow.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop!
We're late again, Bullwinkle.
Right.
Bye now. See you next time.